Day two. Happy birthday, dear wifey. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was just going to enjoy that. So thank you. It's, it's good. It's a good day.
Oh, I can hear it. Do y'all hear that tone? She's like gonna be. So I've already got scolded 3 or 4 times by my mothers and sisters in the Lord here that have said, because I said earlier when I went live, I said I will be working tonight. I will be doing a broadcast, and women are much more considerate than men. And I got several thrashings about how I needed to leave early and take you to dinner. Do y'all think that I should do that, or should we work? What do y'all think?
Oh, yeah. Doug Kenny just says, yeah. Yeah, I know he did here.
I brought her present to the office. I was going to give her present and then smack her on the rear end and say, "Get back to work."
Yeah. Yeah, one of our developers said, I don't know if are you working today? It's your birthday. And I said, I don't think that you did that anymore. You got to take off work for your birthday. But I said, oh no, I'm working. This is a good day. But I was going to show you, I was going to bring it in today, but I didn't.
Darling,
I
you
was
have,
going to keep it at home, but I
darling, you
went,
have pretty bad echo over there.
it's because your speaker. So hang on a minute. But I was going to show them what you got from me. Let me turn it down here.
Now see, yeah. What did I get for you?
Yeah, we went downtown and you had a guy that does woodwork and stuff. Oh, I can't see. There it is. Whoop. Oh my, I didn't bring it in because I want to have it at home and anyway, it's got our pups on it and it's got our names on it, which we don't have anything except our website, I think, without with our names on it. So it was really special and our little pups they're doll babies and so that was really special. So thank you, babe. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And
So
big congratulations to Tammy. Tammy has now become, I think, director 1 or director 2 for the wellness company. Congratulations, Tammy. A little birdie told me that they're going to send you to Hawaii for all your hard work. So congratulations. That was pretty quick. Good job. Helping a lot of people, saving lives. So welcome, everybody. We're glad that you're with us. And today we're going to be talking about how bread make you dead, unless you're doing Shibboleth. Unless you're doing Shibboleth. Bread make you dead. But we've got things in place that allow us to have bread because many of us, we enjoy bread. And it's a staple of the American diet. And that's really how my journey started. Today at 12:30, we will have our partner class on intermittent fasting strategies, along with how reduced calorie intake disrupts metabolism. Everybody is welcome to come to a partner class one time for free to see what it's all about. And then we hope that you will become a partner. Our buffs, Tammy, would you update us on that, when we should receive our white buffs and our black buffs? We've got white buffs, we got white belts, Shibboleth white belts, and a few Shibboleth black belts that we'll be honoring when the buffs come in.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm trying to turn all this technology off so I don't echo. So we're going to receive our buffs on the 26th. And I am so super excited because they are so cool looking. So I think everyone's going to love them. So you guys are going to want to journal and do everything you're supposed to do. We'll have all that criteria laid out for y'all so you know what you need to strive for to receive those buffs, but they're going to be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Connie, there is a cost associated with that. What we're trying to do is we've analyzed ourselves and our program, and we do so every year. One of the things that we're trying to improve is accountability, especially when you're teaching classes online. In fact, a young lady just come in the center and was glad that we were open and said, I can do online, but I really prefer having the in-person accountability. So we're here, we're local to her, and she's going to come to our classes here in the center. But for our online members, what we offer is these meetings. And a lot of times it's harder. It seems to be harder for us to hold folks accountable. So we've got varying degrees of accountability. That accountability to do that costs us money. Every single year we lose money. We have to make it up through partners and whatnot. And we appreciate our partners. And one of the things that we're going to do is we've studied how do you keep people accountable and interested in doing the things that they need to be doing. We've got this now partner program that's I'm gonna have to come up with a different term because I don't like the term VIP. Everybody's important to us, very important, even the free members. But it's partners who have the soon to be some status like VIP. They're paying $47 a month or more, depending on what the Lord has put on their heart. They get all of the partner perks plus some. They get daily accountability through the checking of their journal. They as well will now be qualified for the buff program, where you get a beautiful buff, white, black, but these buffs, this isn't the design that's coming. If you want to see, you can put these on your arm, you can put them on your head. They're really cool and they're high quality. So it's more of a, did you do the things that will help you lose weight, but then keep that weight off? For example, Patricia Hurt will be our first black buff. It's like martial arts, if you think like that. She's getting her black belt, her Shibboleth black belt. She will be awarded her black buff. And the partners who are doing $47 a month or more, they get other additional perks too. So we always try to give more value back than what we're asking for. So so you'd have to be a part of that VIP program to take part in that accountability program. It requires journaling and requires engagement with the community, having a desire to help others and lead by example. There's a lot that goes into that program, hopefully to keep people more accountable and focused. All right, before we get into the lesson today, do we have any questions, nutrition questions? This is our daily Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. session, where we're here to answer questions, support people. Make sure you go through Fast Track, take the test, pass the test, and earn the Fast Track badge. Super important. If you don't earn the Fast Track badge, you're gonna get lost real quick. But then when you earn that badge, you've learned a very simple program that can help change your life forevermore. And then beyond that, we can personalize, keep you moving through perceived plateaus. We go live every day because we don't want any single member sitting out there confused, discouraged. We understand behavior modification is super important. And it takes a whole tribe to help you do this. If you could have done it alone, you would have already done it, right? So it takes a tribe. And Sasha, I just had a 911 call. I'm gonna mute my volume and let you take over from here and try to get them to start asking some questions, and then we'll get into the bread.
All right. You want to turn your, okay, just turn your camera off or something. Okay, good. So yeah, that doesn't make me nervous at all when you get a 911 call. Let's see, Lynn, you just commented that you're melting, and I love that because that is exactly the way that I felt especially in the beginning of the program. And as I actually, the beginning was more up here, but then once I really started to understand what was happening, I really did feel like that I'm melting, and that I could literally feel that I was melting. It's you can't explain it, but you definitely feel that feeling. And so I'm so glad you're feeling that. It is. And isn't it crazy, because you can lose from everywhere, and your wrists and your face and your neck and your I didn't even, when we first were doing measurements and you measured your neck, I thought, well, that's a weird place to measure, but it sure does. You lose it from the neck and so it's a pretty cool feeling. If you'll start to really pay attention to what is happening in your body, then you'll understand what that feels like, and where that what you might have associated that feeling with hunger pains, or maybe an anxiety even. But to think about it a little bit differently and go, you know what, I'm melting today. Especially if you've had a holiday weekend and then you come into, Monday, Tuesday, you've had perfect days, and you know that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you are in fat burning mode. You are no longer getting rid of water and waste. Your body is really working now, and those are the days that you should really start to feel like you are truly just melting. And you've done some really hard work, and your body is now switched over, and it's working too. And it's like your body starts to work harder, and because it's having to use fat storage that it hasn't really had to use before. You've just been feeding it energy, and then it's actually having to search and dig and get energy from other places. So it's really a cool feeling. So I hope everybody is feeling themselves melting today. So yeah, I'm so glad, Lynn, that you do. So many people say that they are that they lack energy in the beginning, and I think it's a very short process, a very short period, because the energy that you feel like you've lacked all of a sudden, it's because you're sort of you're getting rid of the sugar, and you're getting rid of some of the stuff that used to give you energy. So it's a swap. Your body has to swap. So once it understands that, no, we're going to burn body fat. You're all right. Let's keep going. You're just switching over into fat burning mode, and you can talk yourself through that and go, it may only be a couple of days that you're actually feeling a lack of energy. Because I believe, after being part of this for the last 10 years and more, because of when I initially did the program, I believe, after seeing so many people with such great results, both inside and outside, your body wants to heal. So as soon as you start to do things that are good for it, that it's been craving and been wanting to, it will begin to heal, and fast, if you will just stay with it and keep going, keep pushing forward and just doing the right thing more than the wrong thing. I just believe that our bodies are they're ready, and they want to heal. So definitely keep pushing through those times that you're feeling a little sluggish, because those are the times that you can do something like a Spark or something, like energy drink, that might help you out a little bit to bridge that gap. But I think that once you start to burn the body fat, and your body knows that and gets used to that, then your energy levels are going to be fantastic. And you need to be taking a good vitamin. If you're not taking a vitamin, then you're missing out, because there's no way that we can get all the nutrients out of the world that we live in today without taking a multivitamin. So definitely get that vitamin in there that can help you absorb better the nutrients that you're eating. And then it can also help you with those energy levels. I know that for me, some of these vitamins, the one that I'm taking now, which is the women's vitamin from the wellness company, is it's awesome to kind of keep. It's peak performance. I take the peak performance now too, Lynn. I just started the women's pack, and just the sustained energy that I feel throughout the day. And I was even getting that from the awesome vitamin that we have. There's a few more things all in one there's a lot more things in the wellness pack. And I would probably, and I think that I would probably switch it out I think this is a 30-day supply. And then, so probably after I do that, I'll switch back to the other vitamin for a little while, and then I'll go back and do this one again. So, but taking a multivitamin is that's probably the only supplement that Travis, I think would probably say too. If you're not taking one, you've got to be taking one. It's just gonna help to replenish the stuff that is taken out by the way that we live in our environment, and you're just not going to get everything that you need. So taking that can really help to enhance the progress that you're making with your weight loss journey. So anyway,
Do what?
no, I was just going to say, everything okay? You good? Everything okay?
KIDS, that's all you can say. KIDS.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's fine. But y'all, as far as the vitamins, Sasha, I've still got some convincing to do with her, because y'all realize that for 20 years, she's watched me have amazing results with metabolic nutrition system. And then when people told us, clients would tell us, we cannot afford metabolic nutrition system, then I didn't want them going to the GNC. I didn't want them going to Walmart and getting stuff I didn't believe in. So we come up with our own, the awesome vitamin. And Sasha's had great results with that. And then when I started on Peak Performance, I said that this is next level stuff here. And she's like me. She's like, it's going to take some convincing, but I doubt she ever goes back, because it's just, the Peak Performance is the most amazing thing that I've taken everything and stuff I shouldn't have taken. I'm the human guinea pig for 20 years, and the science behind this, I've always been this guy. I've been faith, nutrition, then exercise, then supplementation. Now, because of the science and the literature on this product, I put supplementation right there with nutrition now, because if you don't fill all of your nutrient deficiencies, you're not going to take the most advantage of your effort. And you cannot find, here's the little dirty secret about supplements. This is the little dirty secret about supplementation. Most of it, even when they throw the kitchen sink at it, you don't absorb it. You absorb very little. There's a reason. When things aren't together, micronutrition isn't together the way it's found in nature, in the combination that it's found in nature, you will not absorb very much of it. So you end up wasting a lot of it because you're not absorbing it. This product has special technology so that you absorb it. And that's why they do that 90-day guarantee, where you can take it for 90 days. And if you don't feel much better, you just say, give me my money back. And they give you all your money back. Nobody does that.
Right.
This is the most amazing. I'm proud, finally proud, like metabolic nutrition system. I was proud of because that helped me. But there was some little things there that I knew about, and I would go back to that. If the wellness company fires me, then I'm on, if I didn't have access to Peak Performance, then I would go back to M&S, but it's lacked enough that I still took my awesome vitamin with it. So this is just the best thing I've seen. Someone also asked about collagen. I've said for years now, since that became trendy, collagen, we'll talk about that for a moment. Since that became on trend, people have asked for years, Travis, what about collagen? And I try not to talk negative about stuff. And I'm like, I don't want you supplementing with collagen that has a lot of fillers in it. So let's just get it from bone broth. Let's do that, because you do need it, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Because if you've got 30 or more pounds to lose and you're over the age of 28, you're going to start experiencing elasticity issues. And your body begins to decrease its production of collagen. And it does so rapidly in your 40s and 50s. And most of us wait until our 40s and 50s before we even think about losing weight. And here we are. That's our demographic. And if we want to support our body's ability to produce collagen and supplement with collagen, then we have to consider absorbable forms of collagen. And this is bovine collagen. It's category 1 and category 3 bovine collagen. And it's one of the cleanest collagens I've ever seen. And in addition to that, it has astaxanthin in it, which is one of the most potent, powerful antioxidants there is. And I've been taking it for 5 weeks and absolutely feel and see the difference with even my joints. So this is it. And there's not a lot of junk in it. There's no junk in it, actually. No ingredients except for bovine collagen category 1, category 3, and salt. Only 40 calories. And it's amazing. So there you go. All right. And then Lisa says, so question about peak performance. I am currently taking the brain boost. Me too. We got mine right here. But I also have cardiovascular issues. Would the heart one be better for me? You could actually, I prefer to see somebody get with one and stick with it. You might want to try the other one because the core ingredients are going to be the same. It's just going to have a little bit more of heart healthy nutrients. I'm going the brain route because the best way to help your heart is not necessarily increase supplementation, but activity and decrease BMI. Whereas for the brain, you can't really exercise your brain other than thinking. You can't really get the blood flow to the brain to really feed it properly like you can the heart. The heart just needs work and activity and a good nutrition program, whereas the brain does need all kind of different things, trace minerals, etc., that we really need. So I'm going to stick with Brain Boost because it even has some metabolic support in there. So it's really a toss-up. They're all good. The core of all of them are very similar. My hair and skin have vastly improved with collagen as astaxanthin. I hate that word. By the way, I've been teased my whole life. So when I hesitate to pronounce a word, Sasha can agree. I have humongous bone spurs under my tongue. It's only like 1/1000% of the population has them, and they're huge. And it does cause me to sometimes struggle with not just pronunciation, but other things too, like slobbering on myself. I'm a weird person. So I was just like, do you really? And I showed her and she's like, oh my gosh, that's a huge, no wonder you can't kiss good. No, she didn't say that. But astaxanthin. Thank you, Lynn. Collagen Boost is dedicated gluten-free for those who cannot deal cross-contamination. My mother and I consume collagen for our hair loss, and we age the collagen you mentioned. Does it aid in hair strength? Absolutely. That's what it's for, Miss Sandra. Yes, Tammy Nicole can get you the link to the information. Tammy, I would give her the full Monty, the full information that we've been sending out to people who are interested in all of these wonderful clean products. Can we buy bone broth or collagen from the store? No, we're not allowed to sell these in our store. You can get bone broth from Amazon, and I recommend Kettle and Fire bone broth. Kettle and Fire. Maybe Tammy can grab you the link for Kettle and Fire as well. And Kanisha wants the link. Tammy, if you could please give everybody that constant contact link and verify that we're on the same page, because it has Lynn's video and then it has my product video. I want them to have that one so they can hear about the overview from Lynn and so that they can hear about the products from me. That's the one I want to hand out today. Any other questions before we talk about bread making us dead? By the way, if you purchase from the store today, you get some Diet Devil stickers. All right. We'll be putting some Diet Devil stickers. We're going to be talking more about the Diet Devil stickers in our Faithfully Fit challenge that begins August the 1st, Faithfully Fit. You'll want some Diet Devil stickers. We're going to have a lot of fun in Faithfully Fit. We'll have to put some Diet Devil stickers in Lynn's buggy.
Yeah.
All right, Sasha, is it okay for me to begin talking about bread?
Yes, please. I was just going to say about that vitamin that I'm only on day 2, and the first day, well, I'm on day 3, technically day 3, and the first day that I took it, I didn't remember to take the PM pack, so I was so mad at myself, but I've now set my alarm on my phone, so if any of you ever have any trouble remembering when to take stuff, that I set an alarm on your phone, because that helped me a bunch. I should have done that from the beginning. So technically, I'm only on day 2.5, I guess, of it. So I've only took my first PM pack last night. So, but I'm excited about using it. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. I keep hearing a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited. So, but yeah, yes, I just wanted to say you're probably right. I probably will be like, this is it for me. So, but.
Diana asked, do we need food on our stomach with peak vitamins? Yes. I will admit that I take my AM pack without food. I would absorb it better if I took it with food. I suspect that I'm absorbing about 90% of it because I take it while I'm fasting. So to make it a little easier, a little more absorbable, I do take it with my concoction of Happy Juice and Collagen Boost, but it would be better if I took it with food. It's ideal for those of you on 2 meal a days. It's ideal because it's 2 packs. So I have been taking, don't do as I do, do as I say. But I haven't missed a pack, and it's amazing. And again, I'm not going to hype that. I've been working too hard, too long for my reputation to digress with my members talking about stuff. That's why I don't talk about more of this stuff, because a lot of it doesn't work. I think Lynn will tell you all that it took a lot of convincing, not just from them, but even from their higher ups, for me to be all in on this stuff. It's just, it's insurmountable evidence I was presented with that this is the best thing out there. All right, bread make you dead. And Tammy just posted that link. If you're considering becoming a shopping club member, that's the link to use. So bread make you dead. So let's talk about that. When I started the program, I was on a budget. I was over 300 pounds, and bread was a staple of my diet. Now, first off, for the bread lovers out here, what does bread taste like by itself? If bread is by itself, no butter, no seasoning, no meat, no veggies, doesn't have a taste. So it's not the bread that you really want, but it sure can make you dead real fast. Bread is higher on the glycemic index than even pure processed sugar. It's like the worst thing that we can possibly put in our bodies. Doesn't have any fat per se, but it's all endosperm. There's no bran, there's no germ. It's been thoroughly processed by the hand of man. The Bible says that anytime that man's hand touches something, we corrupt it. And that's what we've done with bread. It started off whole grain, multi-grain breads, and then we further processed it for profits. We can have multi-grain breads. Do y'all know what category whole wheat, whole grain bread is in? Category 3. So category, and Tammy's talking about unless you grind your own, it's not healthy. But Tammy, don't forgive me if we get, I'm not trying to dispute what you're saying at all, but since we're in class, it's just my opinion, and you know what opinions are worth. All bread is bad for you. Every single person would do better to never eat any bread again. Not category 3 bread, not category 2 bread, not the kind you mill yourself. There's no such thing as a bread that's good for you. Now, look at our food pyramid. What do they say that we should be having many servings of a day? I'm not saying we haven't found a way for it to work and us be able to lose weight and then maintain that weight loss. But if you look at the food pyramid, like I said yesterday, they create the problem so they can sell you the solution. We are a sick, very sick, overfed culture. And part of the reason is we're eating way too much grain. We're grain fed. Do y'all know what else they feed grain to? Things that are led to the slaughter, my friend. You must be careful regarding the number of servings per week. Notice I said per week, not per day, per week that you have. Now we have category 3 breads, and there's a certain way to eat them. We have category 2 breads, and we can eat them more liberally and still get good results. But when it comes to white bread, white tortillas, these things are the devil. You should avoid them at all costs. We just said that those breads don't even have a flavor. They only taste anything, have any taste based upon what you put with them. So the next time you look at Sunbeam loaf bread and you see that pretty little girl on there, I want you to see devil horns on her and a mustache and a pitchfork, because she's out to get you. That is nothing but endosperm. The bran, the germ that's part of whole grain bread that is good and beneficial. There's no beneficial nature to white bread or white tortillas, none whatsoever. When you go to Taco Bell and you get a beef taco on a flour tortilla, you got death in your hand. You've got the flour, it's jacking your blood sugar through the roof, the worst kind of ground beef, and you're storing all that. Now, thankfully, we have a program where we can have Taco Bell tacos 6 times a month until we lose weight and do very little harm to the body. Jesus said that anything we eat, our body is able, it's not what goes in us that defiles us, it's what comes out of us. So does it defile us if we're sick and we don't feel good and we're enslaved by any food? Yes. So break free of the bondage that bread has you under. When I started, I was on a budget and I ate a lot of peanut butter sandwiches and grilled cheese sandwiches. That was what I could afford. but I didn't, and it was low calorie, but I didn't realize that I was loading up the fat bus before I ever ate it, because the peanut butter and the cheese I was eating, what was it made up of mostly? Yeah, it was made up mostly of fat that's already in a form that's easily stored as fat. It's already easily stored as fat. If I overeat it, it's going to be stored. But I was matching it, pairing it up with white bread, my grilled cheese and my butter, all fat. The bread shooting my blood sugar up, my pancreas releasing insulin, and here comes the bus, and it gets all that fat and it puts it on my booty. I didn't want to give up my grilled cheese. I didn't want to give up my peanut butter sandwich. So I came up with formulas. I didn't think that I would find any bread or tortillas that met my formula. I knew that per every 10 calories, I needed so much protein and so much fiber to slow down digestion. When I realized that one slice of white bread could be equivalent to 18 teaspoons of sugar, I thought, no wonder I'm on all these medications. I'm literally shooting up with sugar, like with a syringe. Bread is like liquid sugar, basically. You might as well be drinking sugar water. And I was pairing it with cheese and peanut butter and taking that to lunch almost daily. So my blood sugar was going through the roof, and then people will argue. I had a dietitian say, there's no sugar in bread. Doesn't matter. It's how it metabolizes. So I thought, are there breads that are going to have enough protein and fiber? I need this much fiber for every 10 calories, yada, yada, yada. So I went looking, and when I started the program, many of you are former thrivers. Once a thriver, always a thriver, right? But you'll remember there was only one tortilla that was approved and only one bread that was approved. How many do we have today that are approved? Over 100. So then I took my bread or my tortilla that was fortified with the right nutrients. It still tasted like bread, no flavor, but what I put with it, I wanted the texture of bread. I wanted the texture. Now, it's nothing for me to just have an open-faced sandwich or a lettuce wrap. I actually prefer it. But when I started, if you had taken my bread from me, I don't know that I would have stuck to this, because I didn't have the complete understanding yet of the program of nutrition, of behavior modification. Are y'all with me? So if I hadn't have come up with solutions for my bread, I may not have stuck to the program, but I found that solution. So these approved breads, when I consume them, my peanut butter sandwich still tastes like a peanut butter sandwich. My grilled cheese still tastes like a grilled cheese. My hamburger, my hot dog, my pizza, it all still tastes just as good, but instead of having that crazy insulin provocation, fat storage, growth hormone provocation, because I switched my bread, I switched my tortilla, I switched my flour. Now, all of a sudden, I'm controlling insulin. And if I control my calories, my body utilizes the fat that I eat as an energy source, and it dissipates its heat. It never gets trapped by the fat bus, because there is no fat bus. And if I do provoke a fat bus, it's so slow, the fat lipids are gone before it can get to them. Now, that's layman's terms, but that's how it works. And you can do this with every single food. If you're new here, Don't leave frustrated because you've got your hands on the greatest wellness program that's ever been invented that meets you where you are. All you're doing is enjoying food and losing weight instead of enjoying food and gaining weight because you switched out ingredients. One more thing. When you eat white bread, your blood sugar goes through the roof. Your pancreas secretes a heavy dose of insulin, and insulin is an appetite accelerant. A lot of people will throw this at me. Yeah, but I still struggle with my portions. Certainly you do if you're eating those kind of breads. It upregulates your appetite. But when you're eating breads that are fortified with protein and fiber, you cannot, I'm not saying you can't still overeat, but you cannot eat as much because you don't desire it. You don't have that same appetite hormone running through your system. So you get to the sense of fullness quicker. I hate that word too. I hate feeling full now. But when I started, I wanted to feel full. I thought I had to feel full. Now I hate that feeling. You evolve, you change. But because I eat Shibboleth approved foods that have nutrition in them, I'm satisfied quicker and I can eat less. So that's your quick bread lesson. I do want to show you the library. Make sure everybody understands how to pick out good, better, and best bread. So when I go to the food library, I'm going to type in bread. Happy juice helps with appetite too. Cheers. Except for Debbie Hamby. Debbie said, I don't like that stuff. All right. So here you have your breads. Everybody see this? I want to make sure that you catch these next few steps. This is very important. If you are sold out and all in on changing your lifestyle, you have some really good tools and resources here that will help you on your journey. Can y'all hear me? So here you have your weight loss meter. Now look at all these filters. Like the more of them you utilize, the less variety you're going to have. You can find the ones that have no artificial sweeteners, the ones that are vegan, etc. The more filter you do, the less variety you're going to have. Then you have the weight loss meter. Any negative number bread, the more negative number it is, the better for weight loss it is. So I set this to -1 to -3. If it's a 0 bread, which most are, then that means it won't hurt you, but it won't help you. Now I'm going to set this. Now I can find just the very best breads for weight loss. Okay? I can see their rating. Are there people that like them? Let's go on and set this to a -3 and see if any come up. These would be exceptional. Look at all these. Some of them aren't bread. Some of them are breading. But look at all these that come up that are fabulous for weight loss. Aunt Millie's Live Carb Smart 5-seed bread. Joseph's Flax Whole Wheat Pita, the minis. Lewis Healthy Life Cinnamon Keto Bread. Lewis Healthy Life Hawaiian Keto Bread. Prody Snacks, we carry that bread. So you've got Shibboleth High Protein Brown Bread. That we carry that one. That one's awesome. These are -3. Okay, so Kanisha wants to know about gluten-free. So we got to go back, expand our set again. Let's go back to all of the breads. It's going to be hard to find a bread that's great for weight loss that's gluten-free because they use tapioca starch, but we'll find you one so that you can see how to do that. So now we're going to click gluten-free. I always recommend, because of human error, that you double check before you buy it. So let's look for some gluten-free options here. So you have quite a few. And Kanisha, do you see these -1s? Bran Crisp bread is a cracker, and it's a -3 gluten-free. Let's look at, let's check this. No, that's a pizza crust. Let me find a more of a traditional bread. There's one more page. Let's take a look at it for gluten-free. Got to be really careful with gluten-free products. They're extremely high in bad carbs a lot of times. That's been another problem. I'm all for people doing, living gluten-free because they can't digest that protein. And it really it terrorizes people. I understand that. But again, the USA, this capitalistic society, they don't care about you. They care about your money. And most things that say gluten-free, unless it is whole food, is probably not going to be good for weight loss. But anyway, we've got a few. Didn't find any there. Here's Udi's. So example, Kanisha, Udi's gluten-free millet chia. Udi's gluten-free omega. It's got a 1 bite, which means you can have it, but you should do it very sparingly. Let's go back, and I want to show you a couple more things. Let's say that she wanted this cauliflower flatbread, gluten-free pizza crust. Note that you can come over here and add that to a grocery list. You can create a new grocery list or add it to an existing one. Let's just do this for today. Let's add it to my Kroger list for today's groceries. I think it's important that when you go to the grocery store, you pull this up on your phone or you have it printed out so that you only focus on shopping for the things that you can have, or you'll go in there hungry and get the wrong stuff. I always have my grocery list with me. So if I go to Kroger, go to my Kroger list, I will find that cauliflower bread. It should be in the right category too. I'm looking for it. I may have added it to the wrong. Here it is right here. It added category 2 fibrous carbs. It added it right there. I can print this list and carry that into the grocery store. See you, Brother Bryant. Any questions about any of that today? Love you back. Yeah, help us indoctrinate the entire world into Shibboleth. It's a great way to show unconditional love. Shibboleth is inexpensive, the best support, the best care. Lives are changing. The more people around you that also live this lifestyle, the easier it will be for you to live this lifestyle. There's never been anything created like Shibboleth. Bye, Gail.
Travis, I've got a few more questions regarding the vitamins.
Okay.
And there's quite a few people asking, how do they know the difference, which peak performance to choose? Like, for instance, Chris Kemper says, does she need the 55 plus or does she need the woman's pack? And then I'll let you expand on that, and then I'll tell you what Sharon says about the one her husband's on.
Okay, so I'm going to it right now. And again, I want to point out, I don't mean to make light of the differences because they are different. but keep in mind that the core of all of them are very similar. They're all going to do the following. They're going to tackle, they're all going to do this. Some are going to do it a little more than others. They're going to tackle brain health, heart health, hair, skin, nail health, joint health, metabolic health, filling in all your nutrient deficiencies. Everybody should have this at the core. If you're serious about your life, I'm not exaggerating. If you're serious about your life and the quality of your life and taking care of your temple, this should be at the core of your new lifestyle, so that you ensure every day, even on fasting days, you're getting all your nutrient deficiencies filled, because you're living during a time when there is an abundance of horrible nutrient, empty calories. You cannot maintain a healthy temple without some help these days. So here you have the metabolic health. I recommend this one. Always when it has the option, male or female, go with your gender. Anytime it has the option of over, over the age of 50, I think it says 55 or 50, but I think it's 50, go with that one. It'll be nuanced, just a little nuanced. If you compare the ingredients, there's differences, but the core is there. It's going to help with your sleep performance, with everything. How do I know this stuff? I track my strain and my recovery, everything daily with my Whoop strap. I know it works. I've seen it already. I'm measuring much higher with my sleep recovery, measuring much higher with my recovery after strain. It's great stuff. So metabolic health, I probably would recommend this one to anyone desiring to lose body fat. Until you get to maintenance, that's probably the one that I would recommend, because I believe, now I know philosophies will differ, but I believe that your number one problem and enemy is the excess fat. Let's get rid of that first. Now, the others will be fine if you've already done that. But if our primary objective is to lose it, if we got several issues, let's say that I'm worried about my brain health, I'm worried about my heart health, and I've got too much excess fat. To tackle all those at one time, the best way to do that is metabolic health. Then I like to jump over the regular, this peak performance here. It's a good core. Like if you don't know what to do, that's a good one to go with, and you'll save some money too. It's not slanted or nuanced for metabolic health, the brain, bone, joint, heart health. So you've got this peak performance if you're on a budget to get you started. You've got the one that's for brain health, for memory, for concentration of memory, for mental focus, clarity, good brain health into the later years. Bone and joint for those, especially ladies who've got a history of osteoporosis in their family. Heart health. You can't go wrong no matter which one you choose, really. Then you've got the total health, another one that's like if you're in maintenance and you want to get a lot of all of it in, you want all of these like combined into one thing, the best you can get it, then total health. But don't overthink it, because they're all very similar. They all work. They're all amazing. The one that, for those of you that did metabolic nutrition system and you want to keep doing MNS, by all means do. It's a great product. But if you're wanting to switch and you're looking for something compatible with it, you'd want to do Peak Performance Nutrition Pack, this one here.
Okay, Travis, the other question was from Sharon, and she said that her husband took the Peak Green Pack for a month and loved it. And he's now taken the men's over 50 and doesn't like it as well, but has only been on it for a week. So will it get better?
I don't know. I probably would not have went to the over 50 one. He probably was getting more of the thermogenesis and not necessarily thermogenesis, probably was getting more of the energy from the other pack. He's probably too young at heart for one over 50. Just throwing that out there. I can't say it will get better because I haven't done it. I would go through my pack. I wouldn't waste the product, but you might want to switch back. Don't ever base things on how you feel, right? Don't base things on a marketing label. Don't base things on a marketing label. Base things on how you feel. Which way do you feel better? In my opinion, that's how I make my decisions about supplementation. For example, I was really fearful I'm a human being and I have a business to run. I was really fearful about making this switch because I don't make near as much off of peak performance to keep my lights on. Being honest, not even close. So I was really worried. Plus, metabolic nutrition system, anytime I've come off of it, I feel like crap. When I switch to other things, I feel like crap. And making this switch, as good as I was feeling on MNS, I'd say I feel 50% better. I can tell a marked difference. So something that makes me feel good, that's how I'm going to contrast. You know, if I try their other pack, I know it's good. I know what's in it. Say that I try the heart health one. I know what's in it. But if I'm not feeling as good as I do on the brain health one, I'm going back to the brain health one. I base things on how am I feeling? And one of the ways, in my opinion, with supplementation, because it's subtle, you have to be consistent and it's subtle. So with consistency, and then you come off of it and you don't feel good anymore, that's how you know your vitamins was working. Anybody else?
We've got one more question from Brenda Burke. She was asking when we were talking about bread, her little grandson, he's 4 years old and he has, let's see, he's very strict group. I can't even talk. Actually, it was about vitamins. He has on a strict gluten-free diet, and she would like to know what is a good gluten-free vitamin that he could be taking.
I'd call Melaleuca. I can call them for you. I haven't researched child vitamins and vitamins that are certified gluten-free, because I'm assuming you want them certified to ask that. And then you get into where they're manufactured, how they're manufactured. I would suggest calling product development at Melaleuca if you need to get to it before I can, but I will try to find out for you. Most vitamins are going to be gluten-free. It's just that they may be manufactured in a facility with gluten. So I'm assuming you're asking for something that's certified gluten-free. Most vitamins, minerals are going to be wheat-free. If we're looking for it to be certified gluten-free, them paying for that designation to ensure you that it's gluten-free, then we'll need to call and check. Their gummies might be. The gummies might be gluten-free. I think they got gummies, don't they, Lynn? I need to spend as much time on the kids side of things as I have the adults. I just haven't. Oh, you don't make them? I have to check into it for you. It's a good question. I just don't have the information. Anybody else? Any other questions or comments? And Tammy, maybe you can check Advocare's gummies and see if they're gluten-free. They sure are delicious. The Gomies, but I don't know if they're gluten-free. For some reason, I was thinking Melaleuca had a gummy, but it may have been something else I seen somewhere. Yeah, Stella, I would recommend when y'all are getting into these nuanced questions of why they don't add this, why they don't add that, I would call their product development. Call product development. Because every time I've had to call product development with a concern, like why isn't there such and thus in this, they've usually used something better, cleaner, and they've been able to give me deep answers that makes me feel like a child. So I would call product development and ask them, why didn't y'all put that in this? That's what I would do. I've had some of the same curiosities, but I guess after 4 or 5 phone calls to product development, I got tired of trying to catch them on something, and they had answers for me that took care of my concerns. I've had nothing but really good, very kind people work with me, talk to me, help me understand why they put products together the way they do. It's been enlightening. So I definitely would give them a call. You'll be more sold on the Wellness Company products. Yeah, Diane says that some products are strict gluten-free and some are not. Product development department is terrific. You won't find that elsewhere, guaranteed. If you're going to put something in your body and y'all are going to work this hard to lose weight and be healthy, might as well start with the best company, I think. That's very, very true, Lisa. Very true. Anybody else? I think she's on the Holy Spirit is what I think. I think she actually lives based upon the teachings of Jesus Christ. I need to work on that. I know about the teachings, but lately I've been struggling with my human side. Anybody else? Hey, Deborah, I see that you missed double fiber wheat bread, but help me out with this. Enlighten me a little bit. With all of the breads, I can't tell the difference when I try the other breads. To me, they taste the same. Are you not finding that as your experience? I'd be interested to know. I think sometimes for some, not for Deborah, but for some, it's almost nostalgic, right? I started with Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread. That was the first bread I approved in the program. And it was there for years. And then they quit making it. And I've heard a lot of people say that. I just can't do it anymore because my double fiber wheat bread's gone. I'm like, but they taste the same. Is it nostalgia or can you really tell a difference? Brian says it was just different. Okay. Yeah, there was nothing in that bread that would have helped you lose better. So the only thing I'm doing, I'm not trying to argue with y'all, but I want to talk to your brain for a minute. You probably got great results on that bread because you just started the program, and there's nothing like the weight loss you experience when you first start. But from a nutritional standpoint, biologically, it wasn't even one of the better weight loss breads. It wasn't even close to being as good as some of them are now for weight loss. I think sometimes, not to be argumentative, just maybe to help, at least that's my intention here, we attach our beginning results to whatever we did in the beginning. Whether it could even be, to give you an example, a coach. Like if your first coach was Michelle Craig or Danny Adams or David Holland, you're never going, like, I will never be able, in your mind, I will never, Greg Locklear from Body for Believers, if your first coach was one of them, and that's when you started, when it was fresh, new, exciting, and you were losing the most weight, I will never be able to take their place. Y'all see what I'm saying? I've got members today that say, if you'll bring back Jason, I'll come back. If you'll bring back Kim, I'll come back. Whoever your first coach is. It works the same way with bread, right? It works the same way with other approved items. Like there's some things they quit making. Like y'all remember biscotti, the Healthwise biscotti? They quit making it, and I will never find another biscotti, because that was the one. That was my first one, and it worked so good for weight loss. But from a nutritional standpoint, there's so many better things today. It's just I'm mentally, emotionally attached to that other, right? So just stuff to consider, because there's nothing like the new car smell when you buy that new car. And when you're starting Shibboleth, and we've got people now, Tammy can vouch for this, Sasha can vouch for this. They'll say, your program made me sick. And I'm like, what do you mean you got sick? We're just eating whole foods. No, it made me sick. What were you eating before our program? Well, Doritos and Cheetos, but this made me sick. Oh, okay. What do you mean you're sick? Well, my nose is running. I have a headache. Well, has your nose ever ran, and did you ever get a headache before this program? Well, yeah. We can attach, because when you start I'll shut up in a minute, but when you start a new life change, when you start with a life change, it's traumatic. Y'all are going through a type of trauma. You're trying to change all of your eating habits and the way you think overnight. You already are coming into this with anxiety, right? Fear of failure, anxiety. It's traumatic. You've not had to think about what you're eating for so long. Now you got to think about combinations. It's traumatic. So if anything goes wrong, it's going to be attached to the program or the product or whatever. It's human nature. It's just like the placebo effect, good or bad, you know. Not knocking y'all. This is real. I do it too. There's things that I know better than thinking, but I can't help but think it because of whatever I was going through at the time. Anybody else before we go? We do have a 12:30 partner class, and it will be on intermittent fasting strategies and looking at decreased calories and how that affects long-term decreased calories and how that calorie intake, how that affects the metabolism long-term. Many people worry about starving, so we're going to discuss that. Everybody satisfied? Did y'all get anything out of today's class? All right, y'all. Thank you. Look forward to seeing a few of you over there at the 12, or say a lot of you, right? Call it Fourth and Forward as though it is the way I want it to be. All right. We'll see some of y'all, all of y'all, some of y'all, few of y'all, 12:30. Bye, everybody. God bless.